And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Ryan Metzler.
Hey everybody, Ryan Metzler here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a card game. We're going to look at Trailer Park Wars. This game was kindly provided by BoardGameExchange.com, where you can try games before you buy them. Now, Trailer Park Wars, as I said, is a card game for 2 to 6 players in which you're trying to run the best trailer park and to try and sabotage your opponent's trailer park by playing cards onto their trailers, onto your own trailers, in order to score the most flamingos or victory points. So, now we have a basic concept of what the game is. Let's take a look at what comes inside the box, how the game plays, and what my thoughts are on it. So here you see kind of a mock setup for Trailer Park Wars. I haven't set it up quite right because it actually does take a fair amount of space. Every player is going to have a lot of these trailers, but this is the setup for one player's area. And they're going to have different trailers. They really don't mean much, but this is where you're going to be placing tenants in your trailer park. And the first thing you're going to do is there's a bunch of these tiles that have numbers on them, and you're going to draw one of each of them, 1, 2, and 3, randomly, and this is going to be the name of your trailer park. Doesn't matter, but adds some flavor. So, for example, we have Chicken Neck Leisure Land. So, Chicken Neck Leisure Land is the name of my trailer park this game. Interesting name. Not sure that's someplace that I'd want to live, but that's kind of the idea, I guess. And on a player's turn, what they're trying to do is earn these flamingos. And you see there's a lot of flamingos here. All kinds of flamingos. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to earn these by playing tenants, amenities, and other various cards into your area. And you're going to have a hand of 7 cards. So I have my hand of 7 cards here. And there are 4 major types of cards in this game. There are action cards, which are these purple cards, which will do something to either harm your opponent or help you. For example, the one I just showed you there actually launches at a trailer and destroys both the trailer and all of its tenants. So you could either do that to your own to get rid of a bad tenant, or you could do it to somebody else's trailer to get rid of one of their good tenants. Or there's one that allows you to marry 2 of your opponent's tenants, or one of your tenants and one of your opponent's tenants, maybe getting rid of a bad tenant and giving it to your opponent by having them marry. And then you have tenants, of course, which you have like the Frugal Millionaire here, and there's important things to note on these. So you'll see the tenant card here, and in the top left is the most important thing, and that's the flamingo there. And this is how you're going to score points, by having cards with pink flamingos in your area at the start of your turn. So this would be worth 1 positive point. Additionally, it tells you on the card that he is single. This black dot means that he is old, and the symbol for male on there. And then additionally, it's going to tell you any traits that he has. So it says that he actually becomes worth 0 points if he's next to kids, bands, or young tenants. So he doesn't like youngins around him. He'll be worth no points if he's next to somebody. So your opponent may want to try and move someone into your park that is young or a band. There are other tenants that have similar traits or different traits. For example, here we have a heavy metal rockers. And this is obviously a band, so you don't want them next to your old tenant, so an opponent may put them next to there. But these are not single. They're young. They are a band, and they are not allowed anywhere with vices. So additionally, at the top left corner here, you can see there's a black flamingo. And this is going to be negative points if they're in your trailer park, so you don't want these. A third type of card is amenities, and these are going to add things to certain guys. So somebody might want the free donuts on Sunday, and that might give them a bonus for more points. But additionally, you can see that this amenity provides you with 1 pink flamingo, which could be a point on your turn if you have it in your trailer park. Lastly, there are yellow cards, which are natural disasters. And these are going to have some type of bad effect when you play them on somebody else's trailer park. And so, for example, the one I just showed you, tornado touches down on 1 or 2 parks, and what's going to happen is that it destroys 2 trailers total, and those players have to relocate the tenants of those trailers somewhere else. So on a player's turn, they're going to have 7 cards in their hand, and they're going to choose 3 of them to play. And then after they choose 3, they can discard 1 and draw back up to 7. So let's say they want to play the Frugal Millionaire in their own park, and they probably want to play this donut amenity. And then maybe they send the Kleptomaniac over to their opponent's trailer park. I'm just going to place it off screen, but they send it over there, and that person would have a negative 1 point on their next turn. And their opponents would then go playing their cards. And when it came back to the first player's turn, they would look at their park and see how many pink flamingos they have in their park. So I have 1 for my amenity of donuts, and 1 for my Frugal Millionaire. And what's going to happen is I'm going to take 2 of these pink flamingos, and I'm going to place them in my park, and I'm supposed to arrange them so that they look beautiful. And essentially this is how the game plays. So you're always going to have 7 cards in your hand at the end of a turn. You're always going to play 3 cards, and then you have the choice of discarding, and then you will draw back up to 7. The game will last until all of these pink flamingos are gone, which seems like an awfully long time, and it is an awfully long time. But when the game ends, whoever has the most pink flamingos in their yard will win the game. So, that is Trailer Park Wars. Definitely not my style of game. Essentially, all you're really doing is relying on the card draw in order to get you either good tenants for yourself or bad tenants for your opponents. And maybe you might luck into a tenant that wants to live next to another tenant and gives you bonus points. But really, there's very little strategy to the game. On top of that, there's an awful lot of victory points available, and it kind of makes the game go a little longer than I would like it to go. It's still not that long, and it's going to be shorter with more players, but with fewer players, it just kind of drags on while you're trying to get rid of all these victory points and end the game. So, this isn't a game that I would really suggest to probably most of the people that are interested in my reviews as heavier gamers, but if you are a lighter gamer looking at my reviews, you might have some interest in this. However, I still suggest that there's a lot better card games out there for you to take a look at.
To try this title and over 800 others before you buy them, check out BoardGameExchange.com.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Yeah?